lives of American citizens every single day. Who owns that? It's really simple. We shouldn't have such unfettered access to guns. We shouldn't be so callous about them. Even Charlie Kirk's own words said that it was acceptable to lose American lives as long as they got freedom to protect the Second Amendment so they can protect that. What other right is more important than the right to life? Like, what other thing are you saving up for that the Second Amendment is going to protect you for other than the sanctity of life? And what they've decided is the gun lobby and whatever their personal ideologies are more important. The only thing, when I look at these people, the only freedom that these people seem to want is unfettered access to weapons.
Yes, 100%, yes.
And freedom to tell women what to do with their bodies.
No, that's not what people that are pro-life advocate. What people of pro-life advocate is that we believe that the life of the child is independent and has a right to live. Has absolutely nothing to do with the mother choosing or not choosing. It's about the child. It's about the baby. The baby has a right to live. That's what pro-life is.
That's not freedom at all. I don't think that there's something.
One could argue that it's the ultimate freedom, because you're arguing for the life, for the freedom of someone who can't make any choices, a baby.
People get mad when I say this. I don't think that there's a substantive difference between religious fundamentalists, Islamist religious fundamentalists, and Christian nationalists. I don't think there's a big difference.
Well, I just saw something today. It was a woman that went to Afghanistan, which is it's ruled by Sharia law. It's a Muslim country, and women can't even attend church. They have to worship at home. Women can't go to restaurants and intermingle with men. They have their own dedicated spaces. Women can't be educated past the 6th grade. Now, that's not all Muslim countries, but that is Sharia law under Islam. You can't say that. See, here's the thing. DL Hughley, I guess he made some people laugh in like the early 2000s, maybe early 90s. But why does Don Lemon have this individual out here trying to educate people? It's like, bro, it's DL Hughley, bro.
Because what they're doing in that part of the world, they'd like to do here. They would like to be able to do all they do here. What stops them is certain areas where it's not palatable. But they would run the world the way they do. And
well, no, DL Hughley, we would not. Because since the inception of this country, which one could argue that we were more Christian in the beginning and our Christianity has kind of faded throughout the years, one could argue that we could have done that. We could have put in laws in the books, in the Constitution, that made it to where women didn't have any rights whatsoever. But we didn't do that. Quite the opposite. Christianity and Western civilization has been the best thing that has ever happened for women. Like, bar none.
This idea, America, if violence is so unacceptable, why is it so readily accepted?
See, this is one of these moments where these actors, they think that they said something so profound, so deep. And they believe it. They believe their own gas. And they actually stop and they're like, oh man, that was awesome. Right? But no, DL Hughley, it was stupid.
We use these cliches. We are used to it. You know what they call in America? People are shot all the time. People are murdered all the time with the use of guns. You know what they call it? They call it Wednesday. It's called Wednesday.
Another bomb. Another joke bomb, bro. That was terrible. And you can tell right there. Look at his face. Look at DL Hughley's face there. Look at the smug look on his face. This guy actually thinks he's cooking right now. Like, seriously, he actually thinks he's cooking right now. Look at his face. Look at that.
It's called Thursday, Friday, Saturday. It's every day of the week. And you only get outraged when it's somebody who is tribal with you. But you don't say
Since you
anything when children are slaughtered.
Since you mentioned that, DL, just so you know, as we are on this live stream now, there is reportedly, it's breaking news, it's coming out of UMass Boston. And there's folks are running for cover there because of reports of a shooting at UMass Boston happening just within the last 20 minutes. So it may not be a Wednesday, maybe it's a Thursday.
It's every day. Every day somebody's murdered in this country. We are, you know, they think that it's got to be, all we offer is thoughts of prayers. It's got to be hard for God to hear prayers over the sound of gunfire and screams. It's
See, again, another bomb by DL Hughley. Bringing God into it. Bringing God into it. Now, I guess he's not wrong by bringing God into it, because God is very much the reason as to why there's so much violence, so much evil, so much sludge in our society. And it's not because God is involved. Quite the opposite. It's because God isn't involved. These people, right? These lizards in Hollywood, these lizards in our school system, these lizards that I'm reacting to right now have been working overtime for the past decade, longer than that actually. 50 years, 60, 100, to separate people from God. And it turns out that when you separate people from God, separate people from life, they start to worship death. They start to be okay with death. And that's why you see all these godless acts. And it's not because God has turned a blind eye. No, it's because we have turned a blind eye to God. There's a line for you, DL Hughley. There's a line.
It's become, and it's the country that we accept. So I can't even, it's the country we would decide to accept. But what I refuse to do is to let somebody tell me that because somebody died, it would have been okay for people to die in the way Charlie Kirk did, as long as we're in the service of the Second Amendment. That's what he said, right? That's what he said. That's what they believe. I think that that's a self-fulfilling prophecy. I think you live by the sword, you die by the sword. That's very unfortunate. But I can't think of a more apt, an ironic thing than actually saying his last words were gang violence. He was actually blaming
and transgender. He was taking a question on transgender accountability or something of that nature.
Yeah. So I'm sad for his wife and children. I'm sad for the countless children who will lose their parents because of the mentality of people like that, and the countless children.
You got to be I can't listen to any more of this. You have to be a sick, deranged individual to literally victim blame the guy that died. Like, honestly, like, politics aside, that's all this interview is with DL Hughley. It's just, how can I blame Charlie Kirk? How can I take away accountability from these evil lizards that have spread so much filth, so much sludge that has tainted the souls of Americans to the point that they can go out and commit the heinous acts that they're committing, what they did to Charlie Kirk? These people are complicit. These people right here are complicit in the spread of evil across this country. And that's why they are working diligently right now to try and shift the blame away from them. They don't care where it goes. They don't care if it's this person. They don't care. As long as it's not them. As long as they are not held responsible for turning up the temperature in this country, for dividing this country, for making it so absolute that if you are not with them, then you are not just the enemy, you are evil and you need to go. That's all we've seen from this side. Vilifying someone that has a different thought pattern than you. So much so that they created monsters across the country that go out and they do these heinous things. Have we forgotten what they did to that Catholic church, that Christian school? Literally inscribed on the weapons, anti-Christian, anti-kid, right? Pro-trans, pro-this, pro-that, woke shit. It's not just that individual. It's not just the asshole that took out Charlie Kirk. There's a bunch of them out there. All of them radicalized by our schools, incentivized by our media, not just incentivized, celebrated. But I'm telling you, accountability is a thing, ladies and gentlemen. Accountability is a thing. Let me know down in the comments what you think about these idiots. And like always, don't forget to subscribe. Sensational.